Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? This is your boy Dre. Now, I wasn't going to do this video, but after seeing another video clip on CNN.com, I felt compelled to do so. Now, this is about this nigga Kanye West. Now, for me, I typically don't like to use the N-word because it might open the door for other people to feel comfortable using it. But every now and then, I'll just let it out, with reckless abandonment. So there's no excuse, but I'm just going to go ahead and say what the fuck I need to say. Now, in a recent interview on a radio station, I believe it was, he had the nerve to say that what he does on stage, putting his body on the line, is likened to being a police or going to war. Now, I can't say that I'm the biggest fan of the police. I certainly don't hate the police. There's a lot of good cops out there. There's a lot of bad cops. But this motherfucker has the nerves to compare what he does to the risk that members of law enforcement do on a daily basis. Responding to what may be considered a small situation could escalate to a life-threatening situation. And when you're on the stage, you have to worry about your performance slipping off the stage, splitting your wig to the white meat shows. There's a lot of things that could happen but really don't happen. You don't really see it too often unless you're one of them performers that likes to basically dive into the audience. There's really not a lot of risk. If you're over practicing, not getting enough rest or nourishment, you might pass out on stage, but that's just unnecessary risk that you bring in, unnecessary harm that you bring upon yourself. However, you don't go out with a gun and badge. You don't go out into any bad neighborhoods. You drive a $500,000 car. You shop at some of the best stores around the world, which is something that law enforcement doesn't do. So to sit there and try to compare what you do to what cops do is a slap in the face to every law officer that does their job and does their job well. I can't speak on behalf of those who work behind the scenes and in the shadows and do all the crooked shit. There are a lot of crooked cops, and we see it on the news, and that overshadows what good cops do, but there are good cops out there. So in that instance, you're really basically saying fuck you to the cops, and I'm not that kind of person that says that because I've never been wronged by a cop. But now, when you start talking about comparing it to war, you not being a service member, you have no idea what it's like to be in an active theater campaign to where you got bullets flying around you, where you could be the victim of friendly fire like Pat Tillman was. You just don't understand the whole concept of putting on the gear, having your weapon, and then going up against someone that just totally hates you, hates what you stand for as an American, and wants to kill you. So to compare yourself to a service member, you basically disrespect my cousin Jamel, my little brother Chris, and a lot of other people who have served the military. My good friend Jason. These are guys that I went to school with, grew up with, and have served this country. Me, I didn't serve the military. That was just not part of my agenda. But I'm definitely not going to disrespect those who have served and are currently serving. But you have absolutely no idea. So tell you what to do, Kanye. Why don't you take your punk ass to Fort Benning, Fort Bliss, go to any one of these military installations and go through just a little bit of basic training just to get an idea. Go through Hell Week, for that matter. Understand what they go through and then compare what you do, because it takes a lot for you to put lyrics on paper and then get into the recording studio. That does take a lot of time and hours, but that's not anywhere near quite as strenuous, because if you've ever gone through that, I know I haven't, but I can only imagine where you're going through Hell Week, you get very little rest, and they're going to test your endurance. They're going to test your will. They're going to try to crack you. And the select few that do make it, especially when you have some of the upper tier of service members who might be serving as, the special forces, whether it's the Navy SEALs or the Army Rangers, these are guys that really put their body and their life on the line. So don't be a dumbass by sitting there just because you got millions of dollars and a service member doesn't, and think that you can just freely say that you can compare yourself to what a police officer does or a service member in the U.S. military does. You have absolutely no fucking idea, and it's disrespectful. I would never do that myself, and for you to do it, that just makes you a bigger idiot. And I guess it's getting all that ass from Kim Kardashian that makes you think stupid. Maybe it's that car crash that you had that fucked up your jaw that also fucked up your way of thinking. But this right here, I totally don't subscribe to that way of thinking. That's probably one of the reasons why I don't buy your albums. Now, I'm not saying that you're a bad artist because you're making all the money and I'm just working my 9 to 5 and getting my minimum wage. But at the same time, I definitely don't think as idiotic as you do. Now, for those who are watching this video, I'm pretty sure that you can understand what I'm saying. If you like this video, I hope that you like, subscribe, and share. Peace.